Field Level family, we back, man. It's the Field Level Pat, Field Level Quan. That way. Quan, what's good with you, bro? Field Level, we back in the building, man. This is Wednesday night. Y'all know how we do. What's going on, Quan? How you doing? I can't hear you, bro. You muted. You muted?
Am I muted? You can't hear me?
Oh no. What? I think it's a short, but you good.
Oh man, that's all bad. Nah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just a little tired, but never too tired to talk some ball.
Hey man, tired is as tired does, bro. I'm here again. We here again for another one. I had to look.
Man, that's what I feel like I need right now.
Rob, what's good with your buddy, man? Happy to see you again for another episode on tonight. Man, I think we got a lot to get to tonight, man. There's been a lot of interesting things going on in the field level or in the football forecast. CT is going to be with us a little later, y'all. Don't worry. One big announcement. Shout out to Juan Perez. Going into Monday night's game, he had every single game picked correctly. Juan was doing his thing. Juan had every game. I think he going into that Monday night game, he was 5-0. 5-0, Juan. He was 5-0 going into Monday night. But Monday night he picked the Bears.
Mistake. It happens. Happens to the best of us.
Juan was 5-0 going into Monday night, picked the Bears. Rory, our guy, man. How's it going, Roy? So once again, we here again for another opportunity for the Field Level family to be winners of the Field Level merch and the Field Level t-shirt. I'm starting to feel like I'm not about to give out no t-shirts and no cups.
Nope, gotta pay for them.
That's just kind of how I'm feeling right now. Like, man, I'm trying to give out these cups and this merch, but man, everybody is getting their picks wrong, man. But at the end of the day, I just enjoy the fact that we're even entertaining each other and having a good time with each other. You ready to jump in tonight, man?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's get into these trades on tonight, man. Biggest trade of the day for the West Coast came via trade. Carlos Dunlap from the Cincinnati Bengals going over to the Seattle Seahawks. Tell me, how do you feel about it?
I think it's huge.
I think
Carlos Dunlap and by the way, if I'm short, make sure you let me know. I'm trying.
I got you. Don't worry. I'm gonna hold you down.
Okay, right on. Now I think it's huge, man. I think Carlos Dunlap is one of those DNs that always gets lost in the shuffle when we talk about players producing at a good level because he plays on the Bengals.
Right.
Nobody's been relevant for the Bengals in the last, I can't even count how many years. The only one you could probably throw into the relevancy is Joe Mixon.
Right.
Other than that, we're not talking about until now Joe Burrow. But Carlos Dunlap has been a very productive player. Last year in 2019, he was not productive at all. But seeing how he wants to get up out of there ASAP, maybe that was a indicative of what they had going on over there, front office and all of that. But before last year, 2018, 2017, 2016, had over 7 sacks each year. So
got you.
He's very productive, and we all know Seattle needs help on the defensive side of the ball. So if they can't land a big corner, how do you help your secondary? You get a better D-line play.
No, that's real. That's real. I think one thing to kind of take a look at, and I think we got CT here. CT's with us, but he's with us. You driving?
He is blacked out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see if we can make that work. Anyway, we got that situation where at the end of the day, Carlos Dunlap comes over from the Seattle Seahawks, right? Comes over to the Seattle Seahawks from the Cincinnati Bengals. My only thing with that particular situation is he has not produced this year at all. At all. He has 1 sack on the year, 18 total tackles. So I'm trying to figure out where his production scares me as an NFC West participant, being a Niner fan. I just don't see him having the, he's not going to have the Jadeveon Clowney effect, right? No. I think at the end of the day, it's almost kind of like they're just bringing in a body in my eyes. You know what I mean? It's not somebody that's really going to be out there causing havoc, that's doing something great. I think it's another body. I think what they gave up, a 7th round pick for him, and a 7th round pick and a somebody that's nobody. Like it was, you know what I mean? It wasn't a lot given up in that deal. So I think when you look at that, understanding what they gave up to get him, it makes sense because the production that he's currently putting out is not big time trade worthy production. CT, how do you feel about it? Carlos Dunlap, let me unmute him. Carlos Dunlap to the Seahawks.
I think it was a great move for their team. They got somebody who is not having the most productive season of his career, but does have accolades, does have a skill set, and did really well for Cincinnati for many, many years. I kind of allude this to the situation with AJ Green. Potentially would he be more productive? Would he be a better version of himself this year if he was somewhere else? I don't know if the effort's there. I don't know if he's, he even really wants to continue on there. I've heard so many rumors the last few years, but, I think Carlos was in a situation where, I can't, there's nothing else I can really give this place. If you guys can find me and put me on a contender, I know I can contribute. And I think that's kind of where he is. So I expect him to play pretty well, provide a presence that they haven't had in quite some time, give them some depth and really get their pass rush the support it needs so that the secondary can be hidden, as we know that's one of their flaws at this current time.
Yeah, definitely feel like he does provide some good stuff, but at the end of the day, I just don't see him being a factor. Like Rory just said. Rory pointed out it. Rory, thank you for even pointing that out. He's not even going to be available this week, which is probably one of their more important games of the season. This is one of those games where it's kind of like, I feel like the way the NFC West is kind of panning out, right? Seattle just lost their first game this past week. The way that this NFC West is panning out, every divisional game is dang near like a playoff game. Quan, am I right in thinking that?
Nah, man, you absolutely right. Everybody in your division has a winning record. So,
right.
I mean, it is critical. But again, CT kind of highlighted this. I think this comes down to what do you trust from Carlos Dunlap? Do you trust the previous 4 years of good production, or do you trust this year where he might not even be motivated to play there? Which I know for a couple games he hasn't been a quote unquote healthy scratch, but he hasn't been used, I think, the way he's used to being used. So, I want us to be careful because you mentioned Clowney. Let's also be clear. Clowney's very disruptive. I think Clowney's better than Dunlap, but Clowney don't show up in the stat sheet either. That's why he ain't get paid like it. So Carlos doesn't necessarily have to go to Seattle right now and get 10 sacks in 8 weeks. What he needs to do is provide a spark to a D-line in forms of pressure, in terms of quarterback hits, hurries, and of course sacks, just to help that secondary. Seattle can't make every move. It's too late in the season, but they need this move at least does something to help that secondary out.
Yeah, because that secondary's struggling, especially going into this upcoming week where you have Shaquille Griffin is out. We know Jamal Adams is out. Dunbar even kind of has something he's working through, did not practice or limited in practice today. So that secondary is going to be pretty banged up going into this week. So I'm kind of excited about that. I'm not even going to lie. But stand on the what's good with you? What's good with you, Greg? Good to see you, man. Stand on the trade topic. What trade, or is there a trade that you're hearing about? Is there a trade that you're wanting to see happen before this deadline is up?
A trade that I want to see. You know what? I have a few. So before I list them all, I want to hear what you got, because I want to make sure I don't double dip.
No, definitely. I think one thing that I'm looking to probably do is that because the 49ers this past season, if you watch or if you've seen the 49ers traditionally in these draft rooms are loading up on picks, right? That's what the 49ers have traditionally done over the last 3 years. Last year, what did they have? 4 picks in the entire draft? They had 4 picks, 5 picks, maybe 4.
Yeah, you guys went very deep. Yeah,
4 picks in that draft. What I'm looking to see potentially is the 49ers trade, a Dante Pettis maybe for a 5th round pick, something like that, where we're just able to start accumulating picks. Because what we have to realize as 49er fans, especially those of us that are on the stream tonight is that the 49ers have zero cap room. And I went in there and I researched it and I found that out yesterday. The 49ers right now have $100,000 in cap space.
That's it.
You're not getting nobody unless you're doing a contract for a contract, unless somebody restructures a contract, you're not getting anybody via trade. You have to be able to now bolster maybe some draft picks, try to get some picks in to try to make some moves in the draft or in the offseason. But right now, as far as a perennial player coming over to San Francisco, it's just not going to happen. So, I would rather, thank you, Roy. Roy, we have 5. Yeah, Kinlaw, Ayuk, McKivitz, Warner, the tight end, and then Juwan Jennings on practice squad. But I would love to see us make some moves as far as getting some draft capital. Other than that, I would like for the Raiders to make a move. I think the Raiders can make a move at outside pass rusher, somebody coming off the edge. Because right now, I know that's your guy, but Max Crosby ain't cutting it. I mean, we need somebody that's going to really disrupt on the end for the Raiders. And I look that you guys got some pieces that you're able to kind of move around and trade with. You got a little bit of capital. So I'll look for the Raiders to try to get a pass rusher. What about you?
In talking about the Niners, I think for you guys, you hit the nail on the head, bro. If you can move some guys like Pettis, and I know there's probably other guys on your roster that you wouldn't mind probably moving on from for late picks. I think you guys do a great job at using your late picks to get good players. I mean, just look at who's contributing for you now with all the injuries you guys have. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of late pick guys.
Undrafted even.
Right. So I think you guys will do great with that. For the Raiders, man, you know what? The Raiders do need to make a move in the pass rush. I don't know if they will, just based on what I'm hearing in these press conferences from Gruden. Gruden did say something's going to change. He's pretty much, without saying it, he's not going to move on from Gunther halfway through the season. He's like kind of hanging his hat on what we did to the Chiefs, and again we played tough against the Bucs, at least for the half. So he's kind of hanging his hat on that. So I don't think he's going to get rid of him. But I can see us going after someone like Takk McKinley from the Falcons.
I seen that Takk that they're thinking about shopping Takk.
I can see that. I don't know if he's that speed rusher that we need, but I don't think if we did sign him, it wouldn't be in terms of like he's going to replace Crosby as a starter. It would be more so he's going to replace the guys who come after Crosby to spell him on pass rush situations. So like Arden Key would be an afterthought. We just signed Carl Nassib to a 3-year deal, but he's more of a traditional end, but he's out for 3 weeks. So just getting Takk in that rotation might be good for us. So I can see us doing that. But one trade, and then I'll pass it on to you or CT. One trade that I'm looking forward to seeing if anything happens, I got it written down right here. I'm really looking forward to 2 guys. I'm looking forward to Will Fuller, who I think is a mistake if the Texans move on from him, because out of all their receivers, he's the most productive one.
Yeah, they'll have nothing after that.
So him, and then I'm also looking forward to see what's going to happen with all the rumors surrounding Stephon Gilmore, and I'll let y'all talk more on that, but we'll see.
CT, any trades that you see? I know you're on mute right now. Any trades that you see coming down the line where you could potentially, get excited about?
Yeah. I mean, one name that I've always been fond of is Ryan Kerrigan for the Washington football team as an edge rusher. Very productive, with his linebacking experience. That's somebody I would love for the Niners to look at. Obviously financially it's not really possible. You'd have to have, essentially Washington take pretty much most of that salary, which has happened in the past with certain deals, but I don't foresee that happening. But that would be a good option for the Raiders, to look at from a
dead spot. My man hit that. My man hit that Caldecott tunnel. He hit that Altamont pass.
Another name to look at would be with all the fire sales. You look at the Golden Tates of the world. You look at Randall Cobb. There's some players there that do have some value for various teams around the league. Green Bay could definitely use another wideout, and Will Fuller's name popped up for them. So, it'll be interesting to see. I think there will be a few more moves. Seattle, they're still looking as well. I'm I'm not a fan of them adding too much, but they obviously need it as well. So we'll really see.
One name.
Hey, yo, let's really dive in. Hey, you know what, Pat? If you wouldn't mind, as you dive into who you want to see moving everybody, let's dive into some of our streamers, man, because there's a lot of trade options.
Yeah, no, I see a bunch of stuff out here. One thing I did want to bring up, which was one name that I heard today that kind of caught me off guard, Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins is looking for a fresh start. Cowboys?
Yeah.
To you? But I don't know. I mean, because I don't want Dwayne Haskins to be a Band-Aid. You know what I mean? Because when Dak comes back, you know, Dak gets his contract situated. If he stays in Dallas, then you have a young Dwayne Haskins behind him. I would like to see Dwayne possibly I don't know.
No,
the Colts.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at Dwayne for the Colts.
But don't the Colts
they got Jacoby.
Right.
They got Jacoby.
And Jacoby's not old. He just, you know.
He not him either at the same time. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody who's a solid, you know, relief. He's like a good relief pitcher. He's somebody who comes in and relieves that does really, really well. So let's go to I'm with you, Quan. Let's go in here a little bit. I see that Saudi said the Cowboys should trade for Fitzmagic. I don't know. I can't see that happening. Being that you know the Cowboys really I will be that Miami really values Ryan Fitzpatrick standing behind Tua and just being a in case guy. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't see anything happening there. I see Craig came in and said, "Is Alec Ogletree still a free agent?" I don't know. Is he?
The last I seen, he was starting on the Jets. So unless they released him, and I've been in the you know under a rock, I believe he's starting for the Jets. But the Jets are willing to trade their other linebacker, Williamson.
Okay.
So he might be up there. And as far as Fitzmagic, real quick, no. If the Cowboys need to get a guy who has a future still ahead of him, like you said, Dwayne Haskins. I could even see them going after Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen was very coveted, and it'll be cheap. I don't think Dak is going to come back to Cowboys, so I think they need to find someone and just throw him in the fire. You ain't got nothing to lose, and just see what happens. The season's already a fire anyway.
No doubt about it. One thing also, shout out to Juan being on the stream now. Juan, shout out to you. We gave you a lot of love earlier saying that you were 5-0, but then you at the last second, man, lost it to the Bears. You picked the Bears. Never picked the Bears. Even I picked them, but I shouldn't have did that. Anyway, Juan comes in and says the 49ers need to trade McKinnon and try to get anything for him before he loses more value. And I think that is a very, very great statement, because if you watch as of now, his value's dropping, bro. And when I say it's dropping fast. He's not hitting the hole fast. He's not breaking any tackles. He's not making anybody miss. His first couple of games against inferior competition, he looked pretty solid. But when that competition started to ramp up a little bit, he's just not making moves how you would want to see him. So I think it's a great idea to offload that contract, offload his services now, especially when Tevin Coleman will be back this week, and then you have the McHasty coming out and he's doing his thing, and So
yeah, I don't. It sucks for McKinnon because he's another feel good story who had to overcome a lot of injuries year after year after year, and he's clearly not the same player. Because the thing that made him, you know, the highest paid at one point, or one of the highest paid, is what he doesn't have anymore, which is his quickness and his burst. So it just sucks.
No doubt about it. So that's going to be a lot of interesting things. I don't know what the heck is going on with my speech tonight. I'm over here sounding like Uncle Rico or something. I'm over here stuttering my butt off. Anyway, that's really good as far as what we're talking about with trades. I want to transition, guys, tonight, and I even want to invite the stream into it. And I want the stream to give me y'all outlook on what we're looking at tonight. On the field and then the stands. Y'all know this is my favorite piece right here. This is my favorite segment on the field. We talk about who's on the field and who's in the stands, going off of last week's games and who really impressed, who really showed that they were doing some really great things, and then who need to be in the stands sitting down somewhere. So let's talk about it. Let's deal with it. On the field, I have to put him on the field, and y'all know I always go with a Niner. It ain't nothing new. It's just kind of what I do. Very impressed by his production. Very saddened by his injury. But Jeff Wilson was definitely on the field, man. Ooh. Jeff Wilson was doing his thing, man. I think he had, 117 yards, something like that, 3 touchdowns, won the FedEx Ground Player of the Week, did his thing, man. But, I mean, had, the high ankle sprain that wasn't really hot, that didn't really do too good with that, so he'll be out for a couple weeks. But I definitely got to put Jeff Wilson on the field for me. And then in the stands, I hate to say it, hate to do it, but I'm putting the Raiders defense late in the stands simply because y'all were right there, was dueling it out with him, like it was fighting back and forth, and just couldn't hold on and couldn't make it happen at the end. So I'm putting the Raiders defense in the stands. Quan, it's on you.
Oh man, well, I have one within our West Coast, and I got one without. So we'll go with the one on the field. I'm gonna go with Raider Nelson Aguilar.
Did his thing.
Even though it was in a loss, he had over 100 yards. I think the last 2 games he's had over 100 yards receiving. He's clearly built up that rapport with Carr. It just shows that, Carr has a veteran now that he could throw to that's pretty reliable. And I know he has a case of the drops. One of the drops, look, all drops are not created equal, right? You can't, if a DB breaks on a ball, knocks your hand down, and you only have one hand on it, and the ball tips up in the air, that's called a good play by the defender. They get played, they get paid too. So I think people need to chill out with all these drops. He does drop, some balls, but I don't know a receiver that doesn't other than Larry Fitzgerald. So, Aguilar's on the field for me, and then someone who needs to come sit next to me on my couch. It's gonna be Ezekiel Elliott, dog. Hey, whatever he's eating is not. There's no protein in what he's eating.
I can't wait to say Juan's. Go ahead, man. Juan, that was actually funny.
He is very. He is playing horrible, and we could. Mm-hmm. And this is why people used to say about Zeke, and I like Zeke. People always say, well, if you could put anybody behind that offensive line and they'll do good. Well, it's starting to look like that because clearly, Zeke is not him. And we can't put everything. We can't put everything on the line. I'm watching plays where he's running into blockers. He's running into the back of his own line. He's slipping, coming out of the end zone. And when they're pinned back deep by a good punt, he clearly is dropping balls that are leading to picks, and he's fumbling the rock. So
when you start lying, I'm gonna stop you. But until then, keep going.
So I think he needs to come have a seat with me. And look, might I say this? Don't take my words directly, but this is a fact right now. Tony Pollard is not better than Zeke, but he's playing better than Zeke. That's all I'm saying.
It's funny that as soon as you say Tony Pollard, Craig throw that up in the comment section saying Pollard looking good behind that line.
Hey, shout out to Craig. We see it.
I'm gonna let y'all have it, man. Hey, CT, get back on here, man. Tell us who is on the field. Who is in the stands for Week 7?
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'm gonna show Arizona some love, and I'm gonna say Isaiah Russell Hustle Simmons is on the field. Big plays this past week against Seattle. Got to give him his love for that, man. And then if we're talking about the bench or sitting next to me on the couch, I will not allow them to sit on my couch. They will sit on the floor. I will say the Seattle defense as a whole, disappointing, no leadership, and a lot to be looked after.
I hope that Seattle keeps that going, keeps that trend going. All right, streamers, y'all turn, man. Let's get to y'all, see what y'all got to say. Rory, I'm assuming, Rory, you say Jamar Taylor got to be on the field. 2 picks this past weekend, doing his thing, having a good game. So I got to put Jamar Taylor on the field. Roy, I'm right there with you with Jamar Taylor on the field. Miles says the Chargers secondary in the stands. The whole Chargers secondary got to be in the stands. Juan comes out. Juan says, on the field, I got to have Ayuk, giving us more confidence at the wide receivers position. Even with Debo out, you are still looking forward to seeing what Ayuk can do. Ayuk finally had a career day, 6 catches, 115 yards, I believe. So shout out to Ayuk on the field. Rory comes back after putting Jamar Taylor on the field. Rory says, I'm putting the whole Patriots offense in the stands. Everybody got to go.
Hey, put the whole team last week.
O-line, O-line, receivers, tight ends, fake fullbacks, all y'all got to go to the stand.
Cam. Don't forget Cam.
Yeah, well, you know, I got a soft spot for Cam. You know,
hey, don't forget. Hey, did you get the evidence I sent you?
You can't. You look, y'all. So let me give some context real quick. Quan sends me a whole breakdown of literally 2 plays from that game, saying, you know, this is why Cam looked terrible. You're not gonna send me,
bro.
You're not gonna send me 2 plays and expect me to really agree with what you're talking about. Anyway, that's all the context is right there. Going back in, Miles says on the field, Ayuk, he can go for 150 plus every game. And you know, Ayuk is very tricky. He's very slippery. He doesn't look like he's doing a lot, but if you watch him, he's getting great separation, has great run after the catch. Had a touchdown this past game, but Jimmy threw it to the right outside. So the right placement, right thought if he was covered, but he was wide open and he pulled him out of bounds with the catch. If he wouldn't have pulled him out of bounds over the right shoulder, it would have been a touchdown. Right idea if he was covered, but because he was wide open, I would like to see him put him right in front of him. Touchdown for Ayuk. Juan comes back, says, in the stands, Buda Baker for getting hawked.
Oh, come on, man.
All right, now look, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to tap or like really put that out there. But Juan, you played with Pat. Didn't it kind of remind you of some, like, I remember South City. Wait, that was my junior year, so Juan, you wasn't there. But anyway, maybe you remember South City, Quan, when old boy broke down the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
I had to scorpion him. Get over here. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely did.
You know, a whole bunch of and homeboy from Hillsdale, our junior year too. They say he was a track champion. Yeah, all right. Anyway, boy he's a track champion, a hurdle champion. I said, I mean, I'm never mind. Anyway, Rory says, is it just assumed that Fred Warner is permanently on the field? I got to assume that.
Yeah, as of now, yeah.
For me, it is assumed that Fred Warner is the defensive player of the year. For me personally, I don't care what nobody else got to say. I mean,
all facts.
I got a strong argument. Anybody want to argue? I got it. Sadi comes back. Sadi says on the field, Daniel Jones top end speed, but he's also off the field for falling. So
no. Hey, you know what?
In the stands for falling.
Hey, I'm gonna add on to Sadi and say, hey, because Daniel Jones hit all that speed and was gone, the Eagles need to bench both of the corners that were in that game, because not only could they not catch him, they also quit.
Yeah.
That is a shame.
That's real. That's real. What else do I got on here? Yeah. Then I come back to my pops. Pop says the whole Dallas offense needs to work to be out of stadium and the cheerleaders on the field. Put the whole Dallas offense out the stadium. Cheerleaders, come on, y'all get on the field. Sadi comes back Juan comes back and says, nah, Sadi, on the field, the turf monster for sure. In the stands, Daniel Jones' balance is in the stands. Craig comes back and says Jamal Adams is a huge loss for Seattle. Definitely very true. In the stands is Adam Gase's game plan. They over here acting up.
Oh my gosh, yo!
Wow,
acting up now. Juan says, at what point does Belichick get put on the hot seat as a coach? What? He's not doing a great job with preparation and execution.
No, don't do that.
Juan, it's almost sacrilegious to say Belichick hot seat in the same. You know what I'm saying? I can't even say it at the same time.
Nah.
Miles comes back, and I'm assuming he's talking about Buda Baker when he says best safety in the league. I
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
assuming
agree.
he's talking Buda Baker, or he might been talking Jamal Adams. I don't know who he's talking about, so I don't know who you're talking about on that one.
It gotta be Buda, because I think I said that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and Roy comes back, and y'all just clowning now. He says, DK running like the DN off of Remember the Titans. That was actually. And then
Nice.
Juan agrees with me, says Fred Warner Defensive Player of the Year. And then Roy comes back and says Jason Verrett Comeback Player of the Year.
If he could add a couple more picks with the rest of these 8 games, I think he has a good chance for sure.
Miles, let's argue. We could definitely argue. Miles says Buda Baker or TJ Watt for Defensive Player of the Year.
If the Cardinals get into the playoffs and Buda keeps playing the way he's playing, it'll be Buda. But if TJ Watt, if the Steelers can kind of remain undefeated, I'll see it, because TJ Watt is not the biggest story in Pittsburgh. It's Big Ben right now.
Let's see. I want to see. It sounds like Craig is talking crazy. Let's see. On the field, Terrell Lewis, linebacker for the Rams. He had good snaps, but need more. Hill would be a force. In the stands, Wayne Gallman. I seen a pass block he did last week, and it was the worst ever. And he running like beep. No need to touch the field. And then Sadi comes back, and he's still on this Bill Belichick thing. He says he thinks that Bill Belichick will leave and go to the Giants and take them back to glory. Sadi, stop smoking that night.
Hey, Craig said about Wayne Gallman's pass block.
Yeah.
Okay, well, can we add in Zeke's pass block for the past 2 weeks, because he got ran over in the last two games straight?
Yeah.
Can we add that too?
Craig comes back in and says Aaron Donald Defensive Player of the Year, not after he got handled by the Niners the way he did. Did he play?
But then
did he play?
Back. But then he bounced.
No, did he play? I don't care. Against the Bears. I don't care. I don't care what the Bears. No. I don't care what the Bears record is. They're the Bears.
They're better than y'all.
Bears can be 17-0. They're the Bears. I don't care.
Oh man,
straight up, just like that.
All right.
Then here come Greg, of course, rocking the Vikings offensive rookie. We done got off of on the field, in the field. We just
hey, it's all good.
At this point, we done fell all the way off.
He right though.
Pittsburgh's big story is Claypool, brother. Yeah, I mean it's we can fight. You know what I mean? We could definitely fight.
Yeah.
Rory says Fred Warner's not winning Defensive Player of the Year would be Bowman levels of robbery. Craig, I appreciate you for just saying touche. I appreciate you for just saying touche. And Miles finishes up and says the Bears are who we thought they were. Shout out to the Bears. Man, I think it's a great time now. Quan, is it time? CT, is it time?
It's time.
Should we let's just jump into it, man. Let's get into the prediction. It's prediction time. Y'all ready? Let's get ready for that prediction time.
Let's go.
That's my
horn. I got a lot better.
It's getting better. I'm actually, I'm getting better at it. You know what I'm saying? I might not be all the way there yet, but I'm definitely getting better. Sadi said, what did Sadi say? Is this Jets team worse than the 2017 Browns or the 08 Lions? No. 08 Lions were terrible. The 08 Lions were so bad.
I don't know, man. This Jets
they were 0-16. But the Jets team, but you know what though? This Jets team is pretty bad, but this Jets team has also had to deal with some injuries. So it isn't like, they were just bad for no reason. And they do have a quarterback who I believe is really good in Sam Darnold. I'm not going to let nobody talk about Sammy D. You talk about Sammy D around me, you might get chin checked. I don't know. I can't control it. Try Jesus, not me, because I throw hands. Let's go. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? It's time for predictions. As y'all know, we get down on this prediction segment. I go, Quan go, CT go, you go. At this time, we are still offering the field level merch, field level t-shirt, field level cups. I need somebody to win. Jesus Christ. I just need one person to win.
Got to get all the picks right.
Just got to get all the picks right. That's all. And honestly, because we got some buys this week, it's not even as many games. So just get them right. That's all. Just get them right. Be like me. I've done it.
Be like me.
All right, here we go. First game on the docket. Let's get it. 49ers versus the Seattle Seahawks. got a little bit to say about this. Okay. This is the first time seeing each other since week 17, December 29th, 2019. What a game. You know, Dre Greenlaw, cold, bang, goal line, no win. You know what I mean? One thing I do want to say is that people are going to start talking about the Niners are missing players. The Seahawks are a better team. You know, I need everybody to realize and understand last year, December 29th, Jaquiski Tartt didn't play. Quan Alexander didn't play. D Ford didn't play. Jeff Wilson Jr. didn't play. These are all people that did not play that game December 29th, 2019. These are all the same people that won't play on Sunday. On top of that, what we're going to see is a Seattle team, you know, missing Jamal Adams, missing Shaquille Griffin. Even Dwayne Brown might be probable. The left tackle might not play. Chris Carson, you know, is questionable. Homer is questionable. Carlos Hyde is questionable. So we might see something that might be kind of interesting going into that Sunday night. But what I am going to do is I'm going to pick the San Francisco 49ers to win that game 27-24.
I think this is the perfect game that Seattle would love to have Adams healthy if it was able to happen, because with you guys doing a lot of your offense laterally, he kind of plays like that. He plays close to the line of scrimmage. He would dominate in a game like this, but he's not playing. I do think it'll be closer than usual just because you guys in Seattle be having dogfights. But I do think Seattle is going to come in with a little extra motivation because they remember what Greenlaw did on the goal line to Hollister. They remember
and we
that.
back up there. And we back in Seattle for this one. And we wearing the same jerseys. Coke Whites.
Exactly. Yeah, I seen Bourne, you know, saying it a lot on his social that way back in the whites. But I think Seattle's not. I don't think they're going to lose twice in a row. I think they're going to come back. They're going to come back strong, and I think they will beat you guys in a close game by the score of 27-24.
Oh, same score as me. You just got it as a flip. Okay, I respect that. And 49ers fans that's on the stream tonight, can we just start a petition just to make the all whites are just regular go-to away jerseys from here on out? I need that. Greg, I mean CT, it's you. CT, come on, man, hop on.
Yes, sir. What I'll say is I believe the 49ers will pull this one out 24-17. It's going to be a battle, though. But, yeah, we've won over there without having all of our weapons. And I believe that this will be a situation where we're ready for the moment. We understand the situation. Century League has never been positive for us, but we need to, you know, change that. And we need to get this one. I believe we'll probably split with them during the season, but this one in Seattle is going to be critical, and I think we pull it off.
Thank you, CT. I appreciate that. Greg comes in. Hater number one, Greg, Seahawks.
Wow, hater number one.
Hater number two, Rob, Seahawks. Going back and getting back on track, we got Juan. Juan comes in and says 49ers will win this game 27-21. Rory, my man Roy, 49ers, they don't lose in the throwbacks. They don't lose in the throwbacks. It's almost like the Lakers with the Mamba jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Even though we dropped one, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I said it. I didn't need you to. I said it. I didn't need you to come behind me. Then we got Moms is on the line. Mom says Niners. Thank you, Mom.
Come on,
I love you. Pops is on the line. Pop says Seahawks. Battle of the household. Craig comes in. Craig says it might be a shootout. You got to pick somebody, Craig. Who is it going to be? Miles comes on as the number one hater. And says Seahawks. Russ will play like the MVP that he deserves.
Yeah.
Russ just got outdueled by Kyler Murray. So I'm really whatever. We got Juan said the battle of the backups. Sadi picks the 49ers. Miles simply asked the question, can the 49ers D-line contain Russ, Lockett, and DK are getting better each game? They are. But in the same token, our secondary is getting better each game. Verrett is getting better each game. And great fun fact, K'Wan Williams will be back this game. K'Wan Williams is Tyler Lockett's kryptonite. Tyler.
Also, hey, didn't we talk about that on Sunday's recap show? Like, what's going to happen between Williams and Taylor?
You know, K'Wan Williams is back. He is taking his back. He's taking back his spot. And when Tyler Lockett goes up against K'Wan Williams, he very rarely wins that matchup. So I'm interested to see how that goes. I think Jimmy Ward has a chance of coming back. I don't think Jaquiski would come back. But if Jimmy comes back, that means Tavares Moore is going to the bench, and I don't want to see that happen. Tavares Moore is playing good football, and Tavares Moore plays the he
so
actually
physical.
might start. He plays the Seahawks hard.
He's so physical, bro.
Yeah. Kinlaw, Juan says Kinlaw is going to handle his business. Rory comes in and says Kinlaw will get his first sack of the year.
He ain't had one all year, what? And he had first round pick over Bucket. What? Oh man. Come on, man.
Stop it. How many has Crosby had? Sorry.
He got 4. he got 4 right now.
Craig, Seahawks 35-31. But he said, I need the Hawks to lose, though. Why? So the Rams can come up and be in first place. Yeah, for sure. Get up out of here. Next on the docket, Broncos versus Chargers. Y'all know I got a crush right now, man, on my man Justin Herbert. Man crush on Justin Herbert doing his thing, playing really, really good ball. The Chargers receivers are getting nice and healthy all over again. Secondary does need some work, as Miles pointed out earlier. But the Broncos receivers don't really pump fear in my heart. I'm taking Chargers over the Broncos, and I'm gonna go to score 28-14 or 28-10, 28-10.
I struggle with this pick all day. I was saying Chargers. But I think I'm going to flip my pick. I think the Broncos defense they're almost lights out, man. They play very, very well. AJ Bouye is supposed to be coming back from injury. So matching him with that rookie that's been playing very well will be great. And Bradley Chubb is back to form. So I think Herbert's going to have a lot to deal with on that D-line. I'm going to just go with the Broncos, man. And this isn't the logical pick, because logic would say pick the Chargers, but I'm going to go with the Broncos in another tight game. I think it's going to be 24-21.
CT.
You know, this is a tough one. I'm going to stick it out with the Chargers. I just think that they're starting to build their momentum and really get into a rhythm as an offense with Herbert taking over. But, you know, the Broncos are slippery, man. I really don't know exactly what to expect from them week to week. I know they're still trying to figure stuff out. I see this being a tight division battle. I see it 17-14 in favor of the Chargers.
Okay. All right. I ain't mad at it, you know. Greg, Chargers. Rob, Chargers. Pops, Chargers. Craig, Chargers 28-14. Miles, Chargers. Quan, don't you pick these Broncos, please don't. And he did. Edward comes in at the last pick and says Niners 34-31. Rory comes out and says Chargers. I'll take Herbert over Locke, having to go against Bosa and Ingram. Yeah, that's a good point, Rory. He got to contend with that.
That's true.
With that D line. Mom, delete this one. Come back and change it to Chargers. Thank you.
Nope.
Juan, Herbert 30, Broncos 17. I love it.
That's disrespectful. You just said Herbert 30.
Sadi says Chargers as Justin Herbert continues his success. So we got a bunch of Chargers picks. And I think it's gonna make out for a good one. Now, this game, Raiders versus the Browns. This game is so interesting to me because it seemed like, if y'all watched that game last week, when Odell Beckham went down, shout out to Odell Beckham, tore his ACL, speedy recovery, my brother. Hope you get back and be fully healthy. But when he went down, it seemed as though there was a certain level of release that Baker Mayfield had, right? Where he didn't have to just go to Odell. He threw 5 touchdowns after Odell went down. No one else is going to talk about that?
No, because I think we're
going to forget about it.
I think it's BS, but go ahead.
For sure. He looked so good, did his thing. Myles Garrett was a terror. out there.
He's a
he
beast.
was terrorizing Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Contingency. Raiders got to get back to doing what they do well. Got to give Josh Jacobs the ball. Josh Jacobs has to have 20-plus carries. If Josh Jacobs has 20-plus carries, I'll go Raiders. If he has under 20 carries, I'm going Browns.
I don't think we can do that. You got to pick one.
I did it last time. I can do what I want to do.
Oh man! All right. I'm going Raiders. I don't think that whole Odell Beckham when he went out, he's played well. I've heard that from a lot of analysts all this whole week. And let's not forget he was playing the Bengals. I mean, so I'm not gonna put any stock into that. He just put up points because he was on the Bengals. The Bengals give up 30 to everybody. So the Browns don't stop nobody. The Browns are giving up out of all of their games so far. Out of their 2, 4, 6, 7 games they played so far, everyone's got over 30 except 2 teams, and that was in the high 20s. So I think we get back on the winning side. I think the Raiders get it. We win 38-21, and Derek Carr.
Y'all win big.
Well, Derek Carr likes to get the ball out of his hand quick. We both know that. So that's going to be the way to neutralize Myles Garrett. As long as we don't get into if we get down by, double-digit points and we have to hold the ball to take shots down the field, then we'll be okay.
All right. So since you said that, I'm going to just change my pick. I'm taking the Browns. I got the Browns. Got the Browns. I got the Browns.
Hey, be careful because they give up 30 to dang near everybody.
Yeah, I got them giving up 30 for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got the Browns 38-31.
Oh, so okay.
Browns 38-31. All right, CT.
I'll put it this way, Quan. Y'all lose to the Browns, y'all season over. I'm sorry. But I will say
wow.
I can't see the Raiders losing this game, and I don't care what Baker did last week. You just lost your best weapon, and yeah, he put a lot of pressure on you to get him the ball, and maybe you feel a little bit of relief, but he's just too inconsistent for me to trust that he can carry that momentum. So Raiders 24, Browns 14.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go straight over to Pops. Pops is first up on top. Browns. Miles comes behind Pops and says Browns in a high-scoring game. Juan comes behind that. Browns 35-24. Greg, Browns.
Wow, this is looking like a sweep. Someone gonna have to explain to me why I got all this confidence in the Browns. Someone tell
Rory,
me.
Browns. Raiders are second to last in defense, DVOA, and the other wide receivers on that roster aren't as bad as OBJ wants them to be. Miles comes back with a fun fact and says Browns defense forces the most turnovers in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's kind of answering your questions. Rob,
I guess so.
Raiders, we come back and we show what we got this week. All right. Raider Nation. Craig, Baker plays better without OBJ. That's a fact. I got Browns 28-17.
So okay, hypothetical. If Baker doesn't play well this week and Baker's not there, then what do we say? Do we say it's back to Baker being Baker, or it's what? Then what?
I just feel like some point you just got to turn the corner, man. I just feel like some point, you have these outings, you have these showings where it's like, oh, you look good. At some point, that has to be the mainstay. Like at some point, that has to be you going forward. So that's how I feel. Raiders gonna win in a shootout. These must be Raider fans, huh?
I don't know. Let's go, Ed.
Okay. And then Craig comes back and says big if. All right. So got a lot of Browns in there. A lot of Browns. Chiefs, Jets. Chiefs. I don't even want to talk about that much. Go ahead, Chiefs.
But do we think the Jets will win a game this year? Because I was talking to my son about this is the perfect kind of trap game that'll like shake up the whole NFL if the Jets somehow beat the Chiefs.
They're not winning the game. They might win a game later.
There's
Who they
no
got to play?
chance.
Chiefs, Jets. Jets might beat the Dolphins once.
You don't think there's
Maybe.
no chance they could win this game right here?
No.
Chiefs, man. Let's go. Chiefs.
CT. Oh, we got a face.
Yeah, I made it safely. I'm definitely going with the Chiefs on this one. Simple and plain.
All right, Chiefs. Yeah, if somebody in this chat picks the Jets, I might retire the field level.
Hey, I was close, so you would have to kick me out.
All right, here we go. Let's see. We got who do I got over here? I got Rob, Chiefs, Miles, Chiefs, Greg, Chiefs, Pops, Chiefs, Craig, Chiefs by 35. And then Juan, Chiefs, Rory, Chiefs. That was pretty easy, guys. ESPN said they had a 94% chance to win by FPI. Seems low.
I'm telling you, Sammy D.
Rams, Dolphins. Final game on the docket tonight. Rams, Dolphins. Got the Dolphins.
Ooh, I was not expecting that from you.
Dolphins. Xavier Howard's been playing good. And I think Tua wins his first start. You got the Dolphins.
I forgot to mention this, but I'm glad you just made me think about it. You mentioned Howard, right? Xavier Howard?
Yeah.
He's tied for the league lead in picks right now, but I saw a report that he might be on the trade block.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Don't you think that that's ridiculous?
It's dumb. It's stupid. It's dumb.
It's ridiculous. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go Rams here, but I think Tua will show up. I think he'll play well, but I think Aaron Donald, he had one game where I'm not gonna say he got dominated. He dominated himself. He took himself out of plays. But I think he's gonna wreak havoc. So Rams.
Okay. CT.
It's one of those times where I want to be wrong. I want the Dolphins to do their thing. I want Tua to do his thing. I'm hoping they pull it out. I see the Rams probably winning this game, but I think we'll find out a lot about Miami and how they respond, especially off the bye week. So I'll go Rams. I'll say 24-21, a close one. I think Tua gives them hell, and it'll be a good game.
All right, cool. Let's get to the Pop says the Rams. Rory comes back and says Rams. They're not starting Brian Allen. Okay. Shout out to Mom Dukes. Mom Dukes say Dolphins. Miles says Rams. Juan has a very interesting theory. Juan says Fins, and Fitzmagic comes in late to save the day.
Ooh, if I'm Fitzmagic, I don't go in. Nope, trade me right now. Trade me. Shouldn't have benched me in the first place.
Crazy. I honestly want to. They because they made that move. I just don't unless Tua gets hurt. I don't see them making a move to put Fitz in late. Rob says Rams. The resident on here, the Ram fan, Craig Marshall says since AD called us soft last week, our defense goes crazy. Top offense and top defense, 31-14. I think you're optimistic.
Tell him, Craig.
I don't care what AD should have called himself soft. The way Brunskill and Lanko Thomason was handling them.
Here you go.
He should have been soft starts with me.
Well, he said we.
Yeah. All right. Greg had previously said the Dolphins. He comes back after being intimidated by everybody else's picks, and he says the Rams. Hey, Greg, stick to your conviction, man. Don't let nobody change your mind. Just kidding about Fitzmagic, but still Dolphins for sure. And then that is it, guys. That's it. So everybody got their picks in. Everybody's in there locked and loaded. Week 8 is upon us. Everybody, we are at the official halfway point, but I don't know if it's really the official halfway point because it might be a week 18. I don't know. It's kind of weird. but we at the official halfway point in the season. I'm excited about what's to come, what's going to happen. If memory serves myself correctly, as I go and I click through my Google searches to head over to the ESPN.com to check that NFL schedule one more time. If I recall correctly, I might be wrong, but then I also might be right. The Monday night game is Tampa, New York, which means that we will be back here Sunday night at the conclusion of all games on Sunday. We'll be back on Sunday night right after that final Sunday night football game. Edward, you are absolutely correct. I'm trying to put some L's on the Rams. I'm trying to make this. I got to make it up somewhere. All right, so I'm leaning the Dolphins. I need to make this up somewhere. Greg, you need that field level merch. I hope you're correct. I hope you're right. But we'll be back Sunday night, and at that point, we'll know. We're gonna know who won and who didn't win. All right. So, and at the end of the day, it could be multiple individuals to win the field level merch. We could be sending out 5 or 6 shirts, 5 or 6 cups this week. I hope we are. But then I hope if y'all keep losing, I hope y'all go on that on the Field Level Instagram or the Field Level Twitter and purchase that Field Level merch. Let us know you want some of that, and we'll get that to you. Once again, as always, y'all can follow us on Instagram at the Field Level. Follow us on Twitter at the Field Level 1. Hey, any final words, Quan, CT?
I just want to say thank you to everybody that's tuned into the stream right now. We talk about this in our group chat a lot, but just we appreciate you guys. So just keep supporting us, keep rocking with us, keep football alive, man, because we doing it here. We built from the ground up. Tell a friend, tell a family member to rock with the Field Level. We appreciate y'all. Thank you.
No doubt, CT.
Yeah, I second that, man. Field Level family, we appreciate you guys. Just keep rocking with us. We got a lot of good content coming. So stick with it.
That's it. That's all. Once again, I love y'all too, man. Appreciate everybody that's locked in, logged on. We growing. You know what I mean? I remember when it was us 3 and Greg on here, man. Shout out to Greg, man. I remember it was us 3 and Greg on here, man. But hey, we growing. It's getting better and better. And Juan been rocking for a while, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Hey, it's the Field Level family. I'm Pat. That's Quan. That's CT. It's the Field Level. We love y'all. One love. Over and out.